So the drive pulley on my dad's air compressor stripped out, and he got a new replacement pulley, but it's not bored to size. So I said I'll have a crack at it. First step was, of course, to measure the size of the shaft. And then I ran into my first problem. I don't have a metalworking lathe. I do, however, have a woodworking lathe and an idea. So the first step was going to be to rough a material out using twist drills. Before I did that, I just indicated the face of a pulley squared to the rotation of a spindle and started drilling it out. You can see the tailstock on the lathe is a bit worn, it's slipping. I'll have a look at that in a later video. I eventually got through the material, and this is where it gets interesting. So the pulley should go over the shaft with a bit of an interference fit. And if you know anything about interference fits, you're not going to get that with a twist drill and a wood lathe. So first thing I'm going to do is find the center of rotation of a machine, and that's when I'm really going to put out my trump card. I have a cross-slide vise for my drill press. Now what a cross-slide vise does is it has its own integrated X and Y axes, which allow you to set the position of a material when drilling. In this case, it's going to help me to set the position of my tool while I'm boring this out. So first up was going to be to get it mounted onto the lathe. And then once I got that on there, it was a matter of indicating the movement of a cross slide to be parallel to the axis of rotation of the lathe. The way I got my tool in here was by stacking parallels until I got it up to center height. Because of the way the cross-slide vise was mounted to the bed of a lathe, I had to put the tool upside down because I only had movement in, let's call it X minus. So it was a bit of a workaround, but I got that going. And then I put the indicator base onto the bed of a lathe, and I put the needle onto the vise jaw so I could see how much my tool was moving with each adjustment increment. It was all a bit more measuring than cutting, to be honest, but I'm pretty happy with the end result, which you'll see on your screen in just a bit. I'm just going to leave you with a raw footage of that. I just want to say thanks for watching this. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, don't leave a like. If you got something to say, please say it in the comments. And yeah, subscribe, stick around. I do cool shit. Thanks.